is not written in scriptures, but anchored in the word, that's ample evidence we know him personally. To me, that's the password. Y'all need a password? That's the password to the scriptures. Intimacy. That's the breeding bed for miracles. It's the breeding bed for anything, the flow, the anything. I'm telling you guys, it ain't just believing subliminally. It's not a mental acknowledgement. It's not a mental assertion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about taking the scriptures, taking the word, and bringing it in and say, God, I want to see you in the fullness. Bible said we do them in part, but it's coming a day that we're going to be known even as we're known.
Yes.
How that's going to come? Because I'm going to apprehend that which is apprehended me.
Yes.
So most churches still on salvation. Salvation in church is just, he apprehended you. Well, kingdom, you apprehend him. You return the favor.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing me out of darkness. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to live my life for you. Thank you for breaking that chain off me, giving me that freedom. I often tell my wife, I said, man, we are a blessed people. I put it in the group. We are a blessed. I know we're not millions and thousands and hundreds upon hundreds, but we are a blessed people.
Yes.
We are. I'm not blowing my own horn. I could, but I'm just telling you. The stuff that God has given us as a people, it's not normal. It's not. May we introduce to this generation the majestic reality of the person of our Father and relegate our present useless religion that has its roots in theoretical doctrine. You know, that's just theory. We got to move away from theory. Go to Ezekiel 47:1. So what I'm going to share with you may sound like theory, but it's not. It's not theory. This is not something spooky. This is applicable stuff here. You can put feet in this. I know you might be struggling. It'll change your life. I know people say, well, that's just for apostle and prophet. No, it changes anybody's life.
Amen.
He's no respecter of person when it comes to salvation, when it comes to healing, when it comes to deliverance. You get what I'm saying? Now the other stuff that's in the house may be you know what I'm saying? He may divvy it up a little bit different as you grow in the things of God. He may not give you certain dimensions in the prophetic. He may not give you a greater measure in casting out devils. But there are ground levels, there are entry level stuff that all of us have access to. You get what I'm saying? It belongs to all of us.
Amen.
Tell your neighbor it belongs to you.
It belongs to you.
Tell them again.
It belongs to you.
Yeah, it does. I don't care who lied and told you something different.
Come on.
Been here for X amount of years, you should know now. That's a lie. Okay? Okay. Ezekiel 47:1.
Afterward, he brought me again unto the door of the house, and behold, waters issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward.
The waters did what? Issued out. Tell your neighbor, out. Out. Not ouch. Out. Out of what? The threshold of who?
The house.
The house. We're going to talk about that. The threshold of the house. So he said afterward he brought me into the door of the house. You need to underline the door. Because some of us know more about the house than we do the door. Oh, I told you scriptures interpret what? Scriptures. I can already tell you, who's the door? Jesus. All right. Sometimes we know more about the house than we do the door. Am I right? Yeah. What's in the house? Fivefold ministry. Come on. We know more about fivefold ministry than we do about Jesus. I always tell newbies, I said, man, you need to know Jesus before you get all the trappings.
Amen.
And the dressings that's connected to the church.
Yes.
Some of us want to know about the prophetic. We don't even know anything about the door. Let me tell you something. If you know anything about, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you know the door like you need to know, all the rest of it is going to happen.
Yes. Yes.
Seek ye first to what?
The kingdom.
And his, and what's going to happen? It's going to add to it. Not going to multiply. It's just going to add. Why? As you have need. So afterward he brought me again unto the door of the house. And behold, waters issued out. Is this one? Okay. It's out from under the threshold of the house eastward. We're going to talk about the house eastward. For the forefront of the house stood towards the east. Y'all already know what the east is, right? What's the east? Don't even do that. And the waters came down from where? Under from the right side of the house. On the south side of the altar. That altar, the brazen altar. So there's a water that came down out the south side of the altar, but from the right side of the house. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, it's all dimensions, man. Those are beautiful pictures, metaphors, analogies, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're going to work with some of this. So if you can write, you got a pen, you got 2 hands, 1 hand, don't matter. Just as long as you can write. Amen. It says, afterward he brought me again to the door. Again to the door. Again to the door of the house. Again to the door. Again. Let me just say the threshold. The threshold in the natural is the seal of the door. Help me out. I know Rudy back there know what I'm talking about. Am I right? Yep. The threshold is the seal of the door. It seals the door at the bottom. It gives it, you know what I'm saying? It gives, in other words, you can't really set the door till the threshold is in place. So threshold is the foundation. So there has to be what? Foundation. So the threshold is the seal of the door, the foundation. All that God did and provided in Christ is what the waters are that are flowing. It's God honoring what he said to Jesus. God has positioned his house toward the east because that is where the sun rises. And this is a picture of the day star rising. All right, I ain't got time for all that stuff. But anyhow, the foundation is, so the threshold is our challenge. So if one gets as far as the threshold, it is like you receive the motivation from within to go on. The foundation. Remember, what did I say the threshold is? The foundation. So it is the threshold or the foundation is the door of our ability to make the decisions. And it's divinely connected to the motivations that's in us. It is a sure picture that one will not stand still. Christ being the door. We then are the feet that rest on the threshold. That which brought you to the door into moving with the Spirit will cause enabling faith to rise up to that which follows. If you follow, you're going to probably have to buy this. Amen. If you follow where the water of the word, which is Ephesians 5:26, leads, it will lead you away from the religious affiliations that some of us have been connected to. And as priority. Church, our calling is to bring forth a new life and grow you up into your walk with the Father. So I believe, this is what I wrote, that God is bringing us back to the door. But in order to bring us back to the door, he has to bring us to the threshold. See, you ever heard the word threshold in pneumatical terms, in spiritual terms? It simply means you're on the edge of something. You're on the threshold of something. You ever heard that word? You're on the threshold of something? Yeah. That means that there's a shift taking place. You see, you're on the threshold. How many know we're on the threshold of getting out the building? Help me out. Y'all work with me. Y'all help me out. You know. I believe, though, that God is bringing us back to where when we first started. It's a second look at the cross. I believe that. We don't know that Jesus is the door. We need the Holy Spirit to grip our hearts and bring us to the door so we can see who Jesus was and what he's done. God would... How many times have we been exposed to the door and not really experienced the reality of Christ in us? You know why? Because we've been focused on the house. If I can just get a position, I'll be all right. Oh, well, they just went down. That just went down. Huh? If I can just get up, okay, let's raise it up. Let's raise it up there. If I can just get close to prophet, everything gonna be all right. If I can just get close to apostle, if I can just be his class clown, not a class clown, prize student. If I can have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed. That's still stuff that we carry that's connected to the house when God is looking for us to return back to the door.
Amen.
Back to the beginning. Yes, you can have a foundation, but we need to be reconnected to the door. Go to John 10. We need to be able to be reconnected to the door. None of us can go higher than the door.